Hey, it's Breno here again. I think it's about time. Spirit's calling for me to give you a message. That community is key. Uh, I've made a video called Love Diversity, um, and this is kind of similar to diversity, but I'm going to focus more on community here. And not only on a governance level is this important. Society is very important. You need to be grateful for the society you have, even though you might be programmed in thinking that things are twisted. You need to really see the bright side of things and maybe look into some other countries on the planet right now where people get locked up for, people get maybe locked up or killed for possessing substances or speaking out against their political leaders. So basically, yeah, you've got to look at this now, and if you're living in a place where you're fortunate enough to be receiving this, and you know that there are a lot of things that are exemplary for human rights and free will, then you need to celebrate this. And I mean celebrate this by not just using your internet, broadband and all that, and not just being happy with having phone contracts and calling your friends. I mean, you need to celebrate that by walking in your local community, by not only walking physically, but walking a walk of a spiritual warrior and someone who wants to connect with your heart open. You need to want to connect with all kinds of people, because I believe the human race is coming into a time, we are slowly and surely, with monumental events which represent this sense of community, like having a black president and nearly having a woman president. I do believe that there is a shift going on for our whole race in consciousness within myself. Speaking from a high level, I've been meditating for years now, and speaking to you from a confident high level of consciousness, I can tell you that I feel, as an empath, I feel there is a shift going on for our race, and it's going to be a positive one. It's going to be one that allows free will to be really lived through all of us. It might not come like in the next 10 minutes, it might not come for those that aren't ready. There'll be people that die, older people, younger people, doesn't matter what age you are. If you're not willing to accept change and accept community, diverse communities, and the shift that's going on with human energy, which might not necessarily be a technological shift, although the internet is a great thing. How much more do we need, really? I think we're at a good level of technology now. Human beings are communicating with one another on many different levels, subtle, energetic levels. We're communicating with each other through body language, through speech, and we're using technologies to make this not a secondary platform, but we're making it a delayed form. It's slightly less inquisitive when we are imagine thinking before you speak, and then your speech is being delayed through a phone network. There is a delay there, but the intuitive nature of the heart it's actually ahead of the brain. There's a good documentary I've already posted on one of my earlier videos about this. So basically, have faith. Remember to put your work in, do your physical work, do your daily job work, and take your meditation and your peace of mind and your open-mindedness into your everyday life, and it will pay off. I promise you it will. It might not seem like that at times, especially if you're trying to help others around you. It might seem like you're actually getting in the way. The illusion might play on you, and you might feel like you're the one that's in the wrong. Whereas I know if you get your trinity in motion, you'll be able to see the error in others, and it'll be then your choice to actually how much you want to connect with them. And I don't mean as in if you're sitting and you're working in a room with others, you have to connect with them on some level, but say if they're working in the brain, you can connect with them only on a mental level. If it's someone you love, you'll be able to, when you get conscious, you'll be able to really be aware of how you connect with someone with your heart, if you choose to do this or not. But I guarantee you that the heart is the key, really. It's the key to all of this, and the heart is where the love is found. There's so much God equals love, you know, there's so much metaphors, and it's been eternally known, really, from our race. Just sometimes it's forgotten when we use our brains too much. So really, thinking can be an enemy, and the initiative of the heart is always first, and then comes our technology and other means. But I don't want to go on a downer, so I want to keep it positive and just say, basically, yeah, I'm grateful. My gratitude goes out to the system, to the education system of United Kingdom and Jersey, where I'm from. I'm grateful for the opportunity to be at university, really exploring and doing something I love. It's something that I would recommend for all young people, although I would maybe say consider taking time out before going, because I think knowing yourself is vital. And if you get too caught up in education, you might have less time to really explore, do your inner work, do your inner search, because that only comes from spending time alone. And if you're with your family all the time and you have distractions, brothers and sisters, technology, other things, it might be hard for you to do your inner searching, which is actually vital for all of us, because not only to be part of an integrated, diverse community, we need to really excel and make things happen. We need to be at peace with ourselves, otherwise that's going to get in the way of others. And you can see, you can really, whether you can notice that in yourself or not, people will definitely see if you're serving or observing a situation. There's another video I've made about observing and serving. So I'm trying to keep positive, as I say. I've just been to the gym, I've done my physical work for the day, did my meditation last night, and I'm going to do some more meditation today. I'm doing some social experimenting, if you will. I'm hanging out with some new people tonight. I'm going to go party, you know, have a good time, loosen up a bit, and I'm just keeping balanced, really, keeping my mind open. But I do believe that there is a shift going on, and as I say, like, some people are going to be set on their ways, and they're going to be set on their ways till they die, and it's sad, but it's true. But the general consensus of the world and the energy is one that is becoming more prepared, more aware. There's more information than there ever has been accessed, and it's all accessible from the internet and stuff. So we're more mentally we're more prepared for things. We need to keep using our memory, keep training our memory. We can't rely on Google too much and things like that to become part of our everyday lives, because we need to use the most advanced piece of technology on the planet, which is the human body. And the human brain consists of, well, it's part of that. So as I say, use the tools we have now, and find the ways to be healthy, to be prepared, and don't just read about it and want to do it. You need to put this in motion. 2018 is going to be a great year, so you need to look into things like diet, sleep, meditation. Not only look in, you need to start doing it now. It's really time now, because the more of us that put this work in, the more positive the environment is gonna. Even if it's not, you'll be able to see it as a more positive environment around you. You'll be able to deal with it, roll with the tides. You'll be able to not be so brought down and affected and potentially, like, I don't want to say drained, because I don't like that, but the system or the way of things can get you in a low vibrational state where you feel weak and you feel insignificant, or you feel like you want to fight it and stuff. And obviously the more work you put in to be prepared for anything that comes, the less affected you'll be by that, and the more you connect to positive messages and positive people, positive energy, positive practices, the more you do these things, the more you are kind of getting into a state where you're in a more heavenly state on earth. Because I know it's a whole cliche like heaven on earth, but you can really be living in more of like a more of just the upper world, you know, more in your heart, more in unity with your three main elements. If you just watch The Matrix, Trinity is an analogy for that. Neo is the one, you know, he's in a state of oneness, he's the chosen one. He finds Trinity. Trinity is a metaphor for having mind, body, and spirit, or heart, if you will. If you don't believe in spirit, soul, anything like that, that's okay. You don't have to believe in that. You can just call it heart, you know. You can just say my heart. That's fine, because it scares a lot of people, you know. A lot of people get scared when you talk about soul and stuff like that, because there's a lot of fearful content out there that actually plays with people's perception, makes them scared, you know. People think they can lose their soul, people think they can sell it and stuff like that, and there's really no need to be scared, because the soul is actually something that's within. It's like the heart, it's part of you, but it's not something that can be measured. This is the big thing. It's not something that can be measured by a human tool. And I do believe we're going into a time now where science is so developed that perhaps in time we'll know more about this mystical element that we call soul. But I believe that the more that we as a race, because we have to all be responsible for whatever happens in the world, because we are all part of this world, and we need to all be responsible. But the more we play around with such technologies, like if you look into the Nazis, how they played around with our race, obviously it's way different now. I know it's not that long ago, but it's way different now. We don't have as much, we certainly don't have the amount getting slaughtered as there were, and we certainly don't have as brutal experiments, certainly none that have been seen in the public eye, although you can look into things like MK Ultra, and you can look into things like torture, not just in-war torture, but post-war torture, and there is a lot going on. There's a lot of evil still. I'm not going to pretend it's all happy, but I know in my heart, and more people every day are knowing that, because we're expressing this all the time, that we are one family here, the human race. We need to really just emphasize that. So I'm going to leave it there. This is from Spirits from my heart. It's from me, Frano. So over and out. It's Frano. Peace in and out. And yeah, get on that path.